Sledge, please, would you try and be a little more sensitive?
Okay. All right, Tramp, why'd you kill him?
Iain, you big toy maggot. Do you trust adults who play with toys?
It depends. Is there
I did.
Are we going to say there's a distinction between a toy and a model?
I thought you were going to say something else there.
No. Obviously you had that in your mind.
No. Just when you said it depends. I thought, where's he going with this?
No, I was going to say that, adults can work with models and things. But
They're good to do, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they use the toys.
Incorrigible.
Let's move on.
Swiftly.
Yes. How are you?
I'm really very well this week. How are you, Gerry?
Brilliant.
Great. This should be a buoyant episode then.
It certainly will be.
So people who are feeling a bit down and are going to be annoyed by happiness, skip on to the next one.
Where no doubt we will be absolutely miserable.
Yes, it's inevitable.
No, this is a childlike episode, so we will approach it with the enthusiasm that a kid would.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
Yeah, get your room. Before we begin this week, do you want to give us a little baby teeny summary?
I will do.
Crack on.
In Sledge and Toyland, the double murder of toymaker Milo Tie-Up and his mistress Felicia Gilmore leads Dory and Sledge to investigate rival toy baron Claude Goldfunger. After Goldfunger admits to the killings and explains his evil plan, he leads the duo on a merry chase through his treacherous toy factory, riddled with traps and surprises. In the end, can Sledge and Dory box him up? Or will there be Jack in that box?
Oh, very good, Iain, thank you. I must admit, I was confused. I think I changed my notes about 4 times in this first scene. I didn't know. At first I thought it was Felicia's home, her apartment. Then I thought it was Milo's home. Then I thought it was a hotel suite. And I'm still not sure whose place it was.
She makes it clear it's a home that he pays for that she lives in.
Ah, right, okay. Clear.
So,
Fair enough.
He lives with his wife, but he pays for her to have this flat.
Sure. So that's where we begin, in this love nest. And a woman, Felicia, is powdering her legs when her older cheating boyfriend, Milo, arrives with a present for her.
He's very Roger Sterling, but a few years earlier. You didn't watch Mad Men, did you?
No.
It's a character from that.
He's a really creepy guy.
He's kind of eccentric.
He's more than eccentric, he's a creep.
He gives her a box and says, put that on.
And she opens it and says, it's empty.
He says, put that on.
Yeah, icky.
They're going to role play.
Yes, I'm saying. He's a creepy guy.
She's going to be the hotel guest coming out the shower, and he's going to be the creepy little bellboy.
She goes off to change into her empty box. He prepares for this role play, although unconcerned initially about a toy tank which moves towards him on the carpet.
It comes through the cat flap in the door. Why there's a cat flap in the door?
Doggy flap, it's called later on.
Yeah, well, what's the difference? The size.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, there's a flap in the door. The tank drives through it, approaches him, and he laughs, he chuckles, because he's obviously a toy man himself.
But at the last moment, he has a worried look in his face as he realises it's deadly, and it fires a shot and kills him.
It does.
We never discover how this shot is aimed. We know who's. We find
Suspend your disbelief.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but there was no camera, and how close would you have to have been to be driving this thing?
Maybe he was outside the window.
In that case, you don't need a toy tank, do you? Oh, well, it was...
It's just for fun, it's a toy.
No, it's not. It's to set up...
Set up bail.
It's to try and put this company's toys out of commission.
There's that as well.
Anyway, we'll get there. It's now the crime scene.
Did you like the chalk outline?
I laughed when I saw it, then I thought to myself, but yeah, if you did die...
The legs were too long.
Yeah, that's true. But in saying that, if you did die, say it was something smaller...
Yeah.
And you're half on, half off it,
yeah.
You would have to put the chalk outline.
You would, but it didn't account for the depth or the height of the bed. So.
Mayjoy is there, and he briefs Sledge and Dory about what happened.
Hey, Inspector. Detective. Enough salutations, Mayjoy. What happened?
Yeah, the dead guy is Milo Tie-Up, big-time toy tycoon. Comes home from a hard day of work, and this Remote-controlled tank rolls in and blows him away.
You're telling me this guy was shot with a toy tank? How depressing.
Death always is, Sledge.
No, I'm depressed that they didn't have toys like this when I was a kid.
It's funny. It was made by his own toy company.
Who is she, Major?
Name's Felicia Gilmore. Claims they were alone together. That she came in and found them dead. Well built, eh, Inspector?
Yeah, look at that turret.
Sledge. He's talking about that woman over there.
I knew that.
Let's question her.
That was a weird thing for Dory to say.
She should have said, that's not appropriate. Don't talk about another woman like that.
Yeah, I don't think the weird thing there was Sledge not realising he was talking about the woman.
Yeah.
It was Mayjoy talking about the woman.
Maybe she just became accustomed to Mayjoy's nonsense.
Maybe.
Who's your favourite Milo that we've discussed on a podcast before?
This guy, he's brilliant.
Preferable to...
I just disliked Milo Janis.
But this guy's creepy.
Well, in what sense would you say he's creepy? He likes to roleplay.
With a woman half his age who he's cheating on his wife with.
Yes, but that's not as bad as killing people.
Yeah, but killing's not creepy. Killing's... He was doing that for, financial gain. It's bad, but it's not creepy. This guy's creepy.
What would you say is worse, killing or being creepy?
Yeah, I think this Milo's worse.
You think?
Yeah.
I think he deserved his fate.
Yeah. He's an oddball. They're all oddballs in this episode.
They are. Absolutely they are. It's quite good fun, and it's quite well presented. I think all the actors look like they're having fun.
Mm-hmm. So they go over to chat to the mistress.
Yeah, she won't describe herself as a mistress, but Dory cuts to the chase.
Sledge is very puritanical.
Yes, she points out that he didn't live there, he just paid the rent, and Sledge says it's still disgusting. And then also the clip from the top of the show where Dory tells him to cool it, and he says, right, tramp, why did you do it? And Dory moves on at that point, and Sledge and Felicia have an exchange where she asks him why she would kill Milo, and he says, I don't know, you tell me, then I'll know.
Yeah, it was nice.
We've seen that sort of thing, and maybe in Big Nazi he had a similar sort of exchange.
Now, Felicia describes him, I like this, as a simple millionaire who loved his toys. And as Sledge continues to, as we've discussed, harass and accuse Felicia of all sorts of things, Dory notes the tyre tracks coming from the doggy door that the tank would have to have went through.
Yeah, and Sledge and Felicia wander over, and Sledge puts his hand on the bed and slips, the same as Milo had, we didn't mention it, but both of them curse the satin sheets.
Yeah, she calls, what is it says? These degenerate satin sheets.
Yeah. At this point, Felicia nods to Dory, says, how come you're not the inspector? And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. She insists that Milo had no enemies, but at this, Sledge thinks everyone hated him, and they decide to go and brief Trunk and then question Mrs. Tie-Up.
Well, it's quite interesting because Dory suggests that, and Sledge says, I think you're right. And he says something along those lines a few times in this episode, and I wonder, is this a development in their relationship, or is he just feeling agreeable this particular week?
Well, let's keep an eye on it.
Before he leaves, he sticks something on Felicia. Do you know what that was?
An A?
Yeah, it looked like a letter A, and I don't know what that was all about.
No.
If anyone knows, send us a postcard.
Trunk's office. Dory and Sledge walk in. Just as Trunk is trying to be discreet with Mrs. Tie-Up and her beautician who is there.
Yeah, she's there because she would have to pay for the appointment anyway if she didn't go.
How does Sledge behave? What does he do?
Well, he comes in and explains what they've learned so far and what he thinks of the widow and why she's the prime suspect while she's sitting there.
And we didn't actually mention in the last scene that he found pictures.
Yes, he brought them with him, and he shows something to Trunk, this is disgusting, this is even more disgusting, this is not so much disgusting as surprising, this is just unnecessary. You can only imagine what's in those pictures.
And he goes on to provide a theory of his own that the wife was a real nagging doggy and that she is in fact the killer.
She says, I didn't kill my husband. He says he doesn't know who she is, so he's saying thank you, but it's nothing to do with his case. And then Trunk points out, yeah, it's to do with your case. She's asked if she was aware of her husband's adultery, and she says no, but she thought it was suspicious when he tried to adopt a 28-year-old girl.
And she also says that she's actually quite relieved. She thought Milo just didn't like sex, and Sledge quips, he didn't with you. She then goes on to say that she hated him but could not divorce him due to a prenup. And Sledge correctly suggests that that's actually a motive to kill then.
Absolutely. Trunk stops him from arresting her anyway, and he decides to go down to the tie-up toy corp.
Yes, before that, a final moment in this scene, she tells them that Milo had lots of enemies, and that the other night she heard him argue with a man called Harold Bell,
Yes, an employee.
the chief inventor, and she seems nervous when they decide to go and speak with Bell. Sledge then says that her husband is a lucky man.
She says he's dead, and Sledge says yes, that's why he's lucky. And Trunk essentially chases him out the room at that stage.
Over to the tie-up toy corporation. What was the strapline? Did you take a note?
Oh, I can't remember.
Okay, I thought you would. I didn't take a note because I thought...
I took a note of the Goldfinger one, but
Okay.
not this one.
At the reception desk,
Yeah.
there's a security guard and tries to hand them visitor badges, and what does Sledge say?
He says, I don't need no stinking badges. Is that a reference to something?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
The trivia.
Right, okay.
Before they take scooters to Bell's office.
See, I thought that might be a reference to Big, but Big didn't come out till about 6 months after
Yeah,
this.
88.
Well, this must be early 88, or right at the end of 87.
We'll get to that in the trivia. No, but you know from last week, it was November, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's
a week
still
later.
87.
Bell's an odd character.
Oh yeah, he is.
A touch of the Pee Wee Hermans, but more creepy.
How did Sledge describe him?
Remind me.
I think Bell is a ding dong.
His office is like a playhouse.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Did it remind you of the one from Murder, Smoke and Shadows?
No, it reminds me of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I've not seen that. I don't know.
It's on Netflix. Watch it.
I'm not going to watch after the last Pee Wee Herman one. Freaked me out for about 30 years.
Large Marge.
Yeah.
He shows off some of his inventions, including did you get this reference?
What was that?
A crying Tammy doll.
Was it Crying Blood?
No, it was the mascara again. We've had that.
Oh, the mascara from the same one.
Yeah,
that we had
Tammy
before.
Backer,
Right.
the disgraced evangelist, and her
See, if
husband.
I'd had it in HD, I'd have noticed. It looked like blood to me. I thought, why is it crying blood? I'm not even
Yeah.
going to ask.
Oh, she says it's a crying Tammy doll.
Sledge likes the look of his toy toaster and gets a bit of a shock when he goes to fiddle with it.
It's a real toaster.
He says, it's a real toaster, I live here.
Now, Bell seems unconcerned when told of Milo's death.
Yes, he says he admits he detested working for Tie-Up and he's the genius behind the company. And if he'd known the tanks could do that, he'd have killed him himself.
Yeah, he says he wasn't allowed, he couldn't move from his employment. He was offered a job with a rival, Goldfinger,
Yep,
but Milo Tie-Up would not allow him out of his contract.
that's right.
And he insists that he was in his office the previous night and Sledge and Dory leave, with her surmising that they have 3 suspects, 3 motives, and 3 flimsy alibis.
You've kind of skipped over the ketchup joke.
Okay.
Did you not see that? There was a fake ketchup bottle. He said it's a Halloween trick and he goes to squirt it at Sledge and it's just like red ribbon.
Yeah.
So Sledge picks up another one that looks exactly the same, goes to squirt him and just covers him in ketchup. He says, how many times do I have to tell you I live here? And Sledge says, live by the toy, die by the toy.
Yeah, that was nice.
I enjoyed that.
Over to Felicia's apartment again. She's in the bath and receives a call from a voice saying that he can't see her that night as she will be dead.
And then she's shot by a submarine.
Yeah, Periscope appears and kills her.
Yep.
Crime scene now. And we have a sicko neighbour.
Hammer's not impressed.
He wouldn't be. So there's this guy taking pictures and Sledge assumes correctly that he is a police photographer.
Incorrectly in this case.
Yeah, but I mean it's correct to assume.
Okay.
Sorry. And he's informed by the guy that he's not a police photographer. He's just a neighbour who always wanted to get a few pics of her. It's a dead body.
Yeah.
They're all creeps in this episode.
It's really, really, really concerning.
Yeah.
I think it's Mayjoy who is snorkeling in the bath.
Mayjoy is creepy.
Yes.
He gets out almost naked.
Yes.
We didn't see his trunks, thankfully.
He hands the sub over and it does have the tie-up logo on it.
So they decide to go back and speak with Belle.
But he's not expecting them.
No, this oddity is surprised to see them enter.
Oh, detectives, hi. I didn't expect... what do you... I was about to have a bite to eat.
Yeah, we'll bite on this.
Huh?
Does the name Felicia Gilmore ring a bell? Bell?
Felicia Gilmore?
Yeah.
Felicia Gilmore. No, I've never heard that name before. Why do you ask?
She was sunk by one of your toy submarines.
This is really turning out to be an awful day. Well, I mean, look, I'd have to be pretty stupid to modify two of my own designs. I'd be the first one you'd suspect.
I didn't, she did. No, he's got a point.
Okay, Harold. You can look, but you can't touch. You'll wrinkle the silk. It's not what you think.
If it's not what I think, why are you wearing that little black thing?
I'm in mourning.
Oh, brother.
So to be clear, that was Mrs. Tie-Up.
It was. Why'd she tell him he couldn't touch if it's what Hammer thinks?
Who knows? I'm not going to try and work out the minds of these characters in this episode.
They go on to mention that she didn't let him touch her the previous evening either.
Yeah. Would you?
Well, it's just a little bit of a weird scenario. I think he just enjoys the attention.
It's a weird scenario. They're all weirdos.
Yeah.
Mrs. Tie-Up explains that she had just come over to congratulate Belle on being made chairman, but Dory sees straight through that. She is the board and has made her lover chairman.
That's what Dory says. No one really argues against that, so perhaps we can accept it as true. But Hammer tends to agree that you'd have to be an idiot to kill two people with toys. He'd say either that or a civil libertarian.
Now that this secret is out, Belle claims that they've got an alibi. They were together last night, and Sledge and Dory, they apparently have to admit that the alibi stands up, but does it? I mean, is that two suspects?
Give each other an alibi? No, I don't think it stands up much.
Yeah. I would be more inclined to think that they were in it together. They were a murdering duo.
Absolutely. What does Sledge say it's getting like?
Murder, she wrote.
Yeah.
They're running out of suspects. I like that. Back to Felicia's place for a fourth time?
Third, well, if you include the bath scene, and then, yeah.
They search the place without a search warrant, and again, Sledge compliments Dory.
He's very proud of her, and she's not sure why. He says, breaking into Felicia's apartment without a warrant. I think something like, you'll make a good cop yet.
They initially find nothing but some lingerie.
And they have a weird conversation about, did your ex-wife not ever wear anything sexy for you? And he says, yeah, bulletproof vest turned me on.
I like that.
And she looks disgusting.
You would do. Fetish.
But why would you even ask about it? If she's attracted to Sledge, why does she want to know what he did with his ex-wife?
Who knows? Listen, she's a modern woman.
If she's hunting for clues.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like the clue that she gets.
Dory then inspects a photo on the wall. This swivels to show a picture. So there's a picture of Felicia, Milo and Felicia. It swivels to show a picture of Felicia and
Goldfinger. But he signed that picture.
Yeah. We've seen that a few times in Columbo.
Yeah, folk had pictures of themselves on their own walls and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, but it's not odd to have a picture of yourself on a wall, but it's the way it's been done. It's like, an autograph.
Yes.
A print for the fans.
I love this. This is definitely my favourite line of this episode because Dory says, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
And what does the Sledge reply?
I don't know. I'm thinking of invading Afghanistan by myself. What are you thinking?
No, Dory thinks that he may be a suspect as he is a competitor and would benefit from making these toys lethal.
Yeah, and Belle mentioned him as well, didn't he? So there's a couple of little threads that they need to go and pull on.
They head over there and Goldfinger appears as a clown from a Jack-in-the-Box and has something very convenient and revealing for them.
Yeah, but before that, we did kind of tease that we did know the slogan on this one.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But I've not written it all down, but it's all we don't spend any money on logos. And it's just like their name printed.
Fair enough. Let's hear what Goldfinger has to say.
Oh, you're probably here about the murder of Milo Tie-Up.
That's right. What do you know about it?
Everything. I did it. I punished Felicia, too.
Punished? What are you talking about, you weirdo?
Felicia was a bad girl. I thought she was my girlfriend. Then I found out she was Milo Tie-Up's girlfriend, too.
So that's why you killed her?
Of course not, dumb Belle. She was double-dealing us. She gave Tie-Up the plans to my top-secret project. And that was her fatal boo-boo. So I had to kill them both.
A little extreme, don't you think?
Hey, The toy business isn't kid stuff.
Well, I'm taking you in. You ought to know women can't keep secrets.
I'm not going anywhere. But you are.
Can you believe this? He's holding us off with a toy gun.
This is my top secret project. It will revolutionize the world of toys. A child's toy gun that's real.
Another exceptionally creepy oddball.
Oh, yeah. I like the fact he takes the time to explain his evil plan.
James Bond.
Well, immediately after this, there's a really annoying bit where Sledge tells his gun how much he likes the idea of a toy gun that shoots bullets.
Yeah, I think he asks his amigo if he wants a pet, or she wants a pet.
It's ridiculous. That's not the relationship he has with his gun in any of the other episodes.
Mm.
Well, maybe in season 2.
Mm.
You think it was alright?
Mm. Goldfinger has escaped through a hatch in this Jack-in-the-Box, and they go after him in the warehousing underneath.
Yeah, the toy factory, whatever you want to call it. There is an assortment of both dangerous and not dangerous toys. And at one stage, Goldfinger releases a group of gun-toting bunnies on Hammer, but they all run away when he shoots his gun.
Notoriously scared, are they? Or notoriously easily scared of rabbits?
I don't know.
I think they are, yeah.
Frightened little bunnies.
Yeah.
What's the thing with the panda? Why does he pick up the panda just to protect himself?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, the chase continues and Goldfinger manoeuvres himself in behind Hammer and he's approaching him with a massive gun when Doro swings in and knocks him into a box.
Yeah, she saves the day and Sledge quips about having all the toys in the world but just wanting to play in the cardboard box. And that's true.
Yeah, certainly for cats anyway.
And we go back to Trunk's office for the epilogue.
I love this. This is just brilliant.
Okay, well, firstly, we find out that Goldfinger got life in prison and that Sledge has been sent what?
A toy sledge.
I want one.
It's brilliant. Surely they merchandised this.
If anyone knows where we can get this, let us know. I really, really want one.
It's amazing.
Terrific.
In fact, if they can let us get 2, we'll give one away as a prize.
No, let's get 2 and keep one each.
Okay, right.
They are brilliant.
Yeah, he's reluctant to let Dory touch it, but when she promises to give it back, she gets it, and it shoots to those little sucker gun arrows that sticks to Trunk's forehead, which we've seen before, and she thinks it's malfunctioning. Nope, that's what it's meant to do.
Trunk then grabs the doll and beats it up.
Yes, and Sledge looks mildly concerned while he's doing this as the episode ends.
Yeah, it was fun. Creepy, but fun.
Yeah, I think that was cathartic for Trunk.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. This is one of my favourite episodes for quite some time. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, no, I thought it was great. But like I say, maybe too many oddballs for me.
You didn't like the number of oddballs?
I do like an oddball, as you know, but there was what, 4 or 5 of them?
Well, you counting Felicia?
Yeah.
Goldfinger?
Yeah.
Belle? Mm-hmm. Both the tie-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Sledge?
Obviously, yeah.
Trunk?
Yeah.
So at least Mayjoy, there's 8.
That was good. Well, we've gone to some production information and trivia for this.
Okay.
It was first broadcast on the 3rd of December 1987. Gary Walkow was the director again, and Rich and Pollock are back in their writing saddle. Ellie Marder played Felicia Gilmore. She's only had 5 credits, I think the last being in 1992 with Mikey. She's also been in Family Ties. Ronan O'Casey played Milo Tie-Up. He died in 2012, aged 89. Known for The Larkins, 1984, Santa Barbara, The A-Team. He was the son of a poet, but not Sean O'Casey, as you may have thought, but Michael Casey, and an actor mother, Margaret Sheehy, who worked alongside James Joyce in Dublin.
There you go.
He was also good friends with Theodore Bickle.
Well, we know him from... Well, he died recently, didn't he? He was in Columbo.
What one?
The Sky High IQ with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Correct. And Casey is the ex-husband of Louis Ramsey. Michelle Marsh played Inez Tie-Up. Mrs. Tie-Up.
I've seen her before.
Yep, she played Nurse Robbins in If I Had a Little Hammer.
The baby stealing episode in season 1.
David Clennon played Harold Bell, born in 1943. Recently, been in Gone Girl, The Thing, House of Cards, Ghost Whisperer, The Agency, Almost Perfect, Murder, She Wrote, Barney Miller, Star Trek Voyager. He is also a political activist and a good friend of Robert Picardo.
Yeah, the Doctor from Voyager.
Is that who he is? Is that the bald guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Ensign played Claude Goldfunger.
He looked familiar to me and I couldn't place him, but you're going to tell me it's because I've seen him in everything, aren't you?
Well, I've discussed him before.
Have we?
Yeah, because he played the bank manager in Dory Day Afternoon.
That may be where I saw him then. Most recently, anyway.
Mm-hmm. We don't need no stinking badges. You weren't sure where or what that was referencing.
It was clearly a reference. Well, the way it was done made it seem like a reference, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
The 1948 movie The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, starring Humphrey Bogart.
That'll be why I couldn't.
Very well. It's a sort of cliched saying now. They
Maybe
change it. It doesn't always have to be badges. It could be we don't need no stinking whatever.
Ashtrays and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, okay.
Favourite line this week?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I don't know. I'm thinking of invading Afghanistan by myself. What are you thinking? It's brilliant.
It's fantastic. I would have went for that myself had you not. I shall go for Sledge saying that her husband is a lucky man. He is dead. Next week, we have Icebreaker. Chilly.
We're past halfway through season 2. We're more than 3/4 of the way through this show.
Home run.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I should ask people, even at this late stage, it would do a lot of good if you could rate, review, and subscribe to the show on iTunes. If we get some good reviews, we might even read them out on the show. We'll keep an eye out for that. Please let us know if you're doing it in a country other than the UK, because we don't get automatically notified. If you want to talk to us about Sledgehammer or anything else, we're on social media at Sledgecast, on both Twitter and on Facebook. And for each episode, there's a post up on sledgehammerpodcast.com where you can discuss the ins and outs of the plot and the trivia and the characters and everything else.
Okay, until next week, that is us.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.